Alright, it seems Emily's here and we're ready to go. So the next round, Viewfinder, any percent, take it over.
Okay, so hi, I'm Emily. You probably already know me, but I will be running a Viewfinder, and I'm just gonna, as a bit of a false start, I'm gonna start the timer when the thing finishes loading. So, roughly 3, 2, 1, start. So, this is Viewfinder. This is a puzzle game.
Time to explore.
It revolves mostly around these photos. So you can take these photos and place them in the real world, and then we get to the end of each stage. So each stage has one of these teleporters, which is just how you get to the next level. So yeah, it's a very fun game. It's pretty trippy when you first see it, but it's very intuitive as well, so it's very fun. So these batteries power battery pads. There's a lot to explain in this run, so I'm going to be yapping a lot. So we need to get a certain number of batteries. You can see on here there's a number of lights, and we have to get that many batteries onto the pads, which will power the teleport to the next stage. So something you saw me do in the first stage is a rewind. So if you fall into the air, you can press a rewind button and immediately jump back to the nearest safe ground. You can also just rewind slowly by holding the button down. Most of the time save in this game comes from strats rather than movement, but the movement here, for instance, the strat here is to only use one photo instead of going all the way around and using 2 photos or 3 photos even. So you can see when you place these down, it deletes everything behind the thing you placed down. So when the photo is empty, quote unquote, it places a sky and deletes everything. So you can get these batteries like this. Now, this one's a bit of a lore level, so nothing too interesting is going to be going on for a bit. I'm just going to be messing around with these photos.
So the photo is acting a bit.
Oh dear. I think we crashed. I'm just kidding. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
just scare me on that one.
my bad. Yeah, so this is just a low level. It turns out we were in a simulation the whole time. And if I go over here, we can see what Britain is like today. It's very warm. So I think the plot of the game is something similar to we're in climate change hell. Everything's gone bad, and we're trying to find a way to solve it, which we think is in the simulation.
We might need to reroute our power sources to keep it running.
So we're gonna go back into the power source, go back into the simulation, having turned it off and on again, which fixes any bugs. I'm gonna quit out here just to reload back into the game and spawn next to the teleporter, so there's a little bit of an RTI time save. And then immediately enter this, and we're gonna do this level again, but this time do it properly. So if I explain a little bit of how we actually save time here, obviously we want to minimize the number of photos we have to place, because that takes time to do. But the other thing we can do is rotate photos and place photos at angles. So if I place a photo facing further downwards, then I can obviously have gravity on my side to help me fall down through the photo faster. So we're going to see this a lot in this level, which is a sort of dev show-off level. They're showing off their engine and how much cool things they can do with that. So we can go on to all of these pretty areas and use gravity as much as we can to just fall faster through everything. There's a pretty cool sequence here. And then barely grab this photo off this table. And then one little jump to fall down here. And that is this set of levels. So this is a little bit of hub platforming. It's never too difficult, but it's a bit more stressful because the rewind button doesn't work in the hub. So normally if you screw up a jump, you can just rewind instantly. But in the hub, you have to go around. So yeah, here's the next new thing. This isn't used very often. This is a photocopier. It photocopies photos, of course. So we're going to use that to duplicate batteries. Here we would use another one. It's around this corner, but we have a 1 photo solution. So if we just do this, we can barely jump across to the teleporter over here. Something I should mention as well is that teleporters only work if they're facing upright. Jesse is distracted by something, which is the monorail, which is coming around here. So this takes us between the hubs. So this was the first hub. There's 5 in total. And we're going to go through all 5 of them. I'm going to attempt a skip here. It's not likely that this one will work. But here's our little cat friend. If you can tell me, Revo, how many cat pets do we have so far?
At the moment, we don't have any, but it's
Okay.
a good moment to remind the people in chat that donating and getting the milestone of $50, we're gonna have 1 pet for the cat. So make sure you get your donations towards that incentive. And I'm so thrilled about the game so far. It's amazing how many art styles we can see here.
That's really great to hear. So as you can see, I've jumped out of the tram, and the moment the new level loaded in, I was out of bounds, so I just spawned right at the origin. So that's called a tram skip. I'm very surprised that the first one worked, because usually my PC loads so slowly that I click back into the tram. But it's very good to get that one. I don't expect to hit all of them in any given run. But yeah, I'm very glad I hit that one. So here's another new mechanic. There's new mechanics all the time. These ones are pretty self-explanatory. You line up the things on the paintings on the walls, and they turn into a real photo. Jesse's having a moment there. Here's an example place where we could pet the cat, but unfortunately we don't have donations. So if you're eagle-eyed, you might be able to see that the game is lining me up when I try to complete those painting puzzles. So it sort of gives you a little push in the right direction, which is really useful, because otherwise it would be pixel perfect to stand in the right spot, obviously. But it is slower than just walking, so we want to be moving as little as possible in those things. Onto a new version of this same thing. So you see these panels here. These are red, blue, and green, so you have to activate all 3 of them using power. I think this is the first time we see levers. So we activate these, and once we've got all 3 activated, we can line them up in the same way. I'm going to do a little trick with the card there, and go here. So this one is actually skippable. You can just stand on the correct pixel, and it will complete the puzzle without having to activate the levers. But unfortunately, that's pixel perfect, and in this kind of game, that's kind of ridiculous to hit, so I can't quite do those. Time for another new mechanic. So you can see this teleporter is sideways, so we can't enter it. But what we can do is, once I get over here, this is a tricky jump. You have to use a little mantle mechanic to get up here. There we go. We can take a photo of it with these standing cameras, and then rotate it so we can actually use it. These are going to be really common now, because they're the new big thing. Immediately we're going to place a little barrier here for later, and go get this battery. And I'm going to throw the battery and try to take a photo of it while it's in midair. This is important to get, because if you take a photo of... Okay, unfortunate. Can I still get it? Yeah. So if you take a photo of it while it's close to the camera, obviously it falls for less time, but also it's difficult to not take a photo of just half the battery, and if you do that, the battery won't work. That's also a worry for teleporters. If you only take a photo of half of it, it won't work. Specifically, it's the top part of the teleporter we care about, which we'll see later. So here we're going to be doing another lineup. We take a photo of a camera to move the camera, so we can then move the camera to take a photo of this teleporter here and turn it around. So as you can see, most of hub movement is just going in straight lines as much as possible. I'm going to do a little trick here. There's meant to be a bait and switch thing where you try and place this to catch the battery that spawns from these panels, but then it deletes the battery when you use the panels. If I can get the lineup just right, I can avoid deleting the battery while also not having to go get this battery out of the way. One of the more annoying things in this game is moving the batteries when you have more than one at the same time. We call this juggling, and yeah, it's quite difficult to do. So I'll be trying to do that a few times in the run. Second try on this jump's pretty good. This is going to be a pretty simple puzzle now, so this is a good time for any messages or donations.
Sure thing. Remember that we have the incentive for petting the cat on this run, so this incentive is about 12 minutes more, or about 12 or 15 minutes, so make sure you get your donations in. And, well, at the moment that's it. The run is being amazing, and it's hard to just go and quit the attention from it.
Yeah, it's quite hard to follow. So, unfortunately, I'm trying to drop this battery as I walk here, just so it lands on the pad, and I don't have to go and pick it up and put it on the pad. That's like one of the main time saves in this game, is just not having to walk over to the battery and put it on itself. So that was the second hub. You can see I jumped into the void to spawn near the tram, just a little time save. This is going to be the second tram stop I go for. There'll be 4 I attempt in total. If I get all 4, that will be magic, and I'll probably have to donate money. I'll donate $5 for each tram skip, sure. So that's 2 out of 2 so far. That's very good. We're going to have another repetition of the same thing from before with this RGB setup, but this time we're going to do some fun platforming to get between the levers faster. So we line up this thing to let us get to the other lever and then jump on these to get over. Again, we could skip this with a pixel perfect lineup, but it's very difficult to do, and this is a marathon. So we're just going to be crossing this bridge now, and here's another time we could have pet the cat, but that's fine. Once we get there, I'm sure River will let me know.
We're seeing the cat a lot in this run, and we really want to get that cat pet.
Absolutely. So this is the fun part. As you can see, we found a camera. I rewinded when I picked up the camera there just to skip some dialogue that locks you out from using the camera beforehand. But now the game opens up a lot, because we can just take a photo of whatever we want, no matter where it is, because we can move the camera. So for instance, I'm going to line up against this wall, build some speed by falling, and then clip through the wall like this. Then I'm going to take a photo of the teleporter under here while I'm falling, and then fall down onto it. That trick is really useful. We're going to use that a lot. It's kind of dev intended in that there is a solution for one of the puzzles that's intended to do that, but generally we skip a lot with that. Here we're going to skip a bunch as well, just by placing this ramp here. So you can see I deleted a bit of the top of the teleporter there, so it didn't work. This top bit is the only bit that matters. So here's the intended one. Just to fall down onto this the same way. Now, I'm very lazy, so for this solution, I'm not going to move. For the start, there's a battery over there on a pillar. And there it is. And then I'm going to use this photo to duplicate the battery and make a hole in this fence so I can get through at the same time. That's a very common time save tactic. So if you take a photo, it takes ages to print, and then you have to wait to be able to place it down as well. So if you can minimize the number of photos you have to take, that's like the biggest time save. You may also notice on the camera that there is a film number, so it's 0 at the moment. If we pick up these films, I've deleted a bit too much of that, so I'll go a bit higher here. If we pick up the film, we can take another photo, which we need to do to turn this teleporter around here. So there we go. Here's another battery juggle. I would like to show one of these off at least to get it very cleanly, because they're quite impressive. So we're going to hold the battery over here, pick up the other one, and then throw it like that. So that was okay. That was pretty good. Again, if we have any messages or donations to read, this is a good time, because after this level, I'm going to be doing a bit of walking.
So we've got Glosser from our incentive, only $15 left to pet the cat. We got a $10 donation by Goofy Goober69 saying, let's get that cat pet. Thank you so much, and well, we are almost there.
Great, thank you. So now we've got levers connected to teleporters, which I think is new. You're supposed to go around that and go in the hole so you can get enough distance to get all of the lever and the teleporter in one frame. But we can just stand here. So the important thing to notice is the wire. If you cut any of the wire off in the photo, then the power will stop going to the teleporter. Here's another one of the funny ones where you fall down. We're going to skip the entire puzzle by doing this. Just fall down here, get everything in the frame, and then place it underneath us. And we're going to do that again. I'm going to do a bit of a risky version where I fall down next to this and don't land. So I don't have a safe ground point set, so if something went wrong there, which it almost did, I would have to restart the entire level. But we made it, so that's good. Now, there's another new mechanic coming up. So these circular things on the wall here, this is a timer. Once you activate it, if it gets activated. Oh, we're broken. There we go. So it counts down and keeps power going to the teleporter until the timer ends. So now we can take a photo of the timer, and we don't need to take a photo of the lever that's providing the power, because the timer counts down. I'm going to have another couple of these. So this one we have to do 2 more photos to rotate the button, so you can stand on it, and then rotate the teleporter and the timer. And then I'm going to try a little trick in the next level, where we just jump off here. This is very tight to get the teleporter and the timer all in the photo. But I think we got it there. Very good. Nice.
Your speed is impressive.
Thank you. Okay, so another one of the same thing here. Just take your photo of the timer. We'll build some speed by falling as early as possible, so we fall onto the teleporter faster.
Been thinking about wide over.
And on we go. This hub is very hard to remember which direction to go in after you exit the teleporter, but we made it.
Does this machine?
So I'm not going to say too much for this one, just because it's kind of trippy the first time. We're not going through here.
Well, orientation may always be a challenge there. We have a $5 donation from 2Kill saying petting the cat is an option in this game. I need to see this. I totally agree to that. So remind people that we have about 5 to 6 minutes more for this incentive. So please, we only $10 to make it.
I would love to pet this cat. Okay, so here we just walked around those pillars in a specific pattern. You're supposed to go on an adventure to find out what to do. And then we obviously know it already. So I'm going to try a funny trick here. This won't save me time. But if you end your rewind just before this battery turns into a painting, this is frame perfect. We can just pick up the battery instead of taking a photo of it, which is the intended solution there. There we go. Fantastic. So, this is the end of the 3rd stage. We're going to now go to the 4th stage, which is my favourite. So I'm going to start now explaining... Well, I'll try the transcript. I'll probably talk during the transcript anyway. So I'm going to start explaining a trick that's going to be in the 2nd level. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to a place... I'll go quiet for a second so I can just key smash. There we go. Nice. So... we're going to move somewhere, and then move our camera so I can see where I am in the rewind. You might have seen the cat go flying there.
By the way, I have news for you.
Absolutely.
So we got the incentive met, so you're gonna have to pet the cat.
Nice. Fantastic. Well done, guys. So, I'll just mention that this blue stuff here isn't affected by photos. So we can't take photos of these batteries to duplicate them. We can't delete the walls with photos, etc. So, here's the glitch. If I briefly explain it, I'm going to move my camera here so I know where I am in the rewind when I do it. And I'm going to sit in this chair here and rewind at the same time. So when I exit the rewind, the game thinks I'm in the chair, so I can jump again while I'm mid-air. Hard to follow, but hopefully that was a decent enough explanation. We're going to go right into another trick. And this is called the mug launch. This is going to be the hardest trick I'm going to do, so... if I wait for this cat to stop talking for a second... No, he doesn't want to be my friend here. That's fine. We'll do the pet later. So we're going to line up very precisely here. Jump onto the table. And then try and ramp off this mug as it falls over. This might take a couple of restarts of the chapter to hit it, but I do want to show it off. Nice! Huge. That was a lot faster than I was
Let's
expecting.
go.
And hopefully we can pet the cat here as well. Hello. There we go. We'll give you
There
two
you
just
go.
for the sake of it. Fantastic. Thank you very much for donating for that, guys.
So yeah, I also might say that we have that $10 donation from Anonymous that made the incentive met, but also we have a $25 donation by
Wow.
Temp Felix that says, I was told I can't put this towards emilywpx instrument incentive, but Pet the Cat works equally well. Good luck on the run, Bergie.
Thank you, Felix. Thank you very much. And thank you, Anonymous.
And I might say that those 25 go towards a second pet, so if we get
Absolutely.
another $25 in time, we might get another pet to the cat.
100%. We're getting quite close to the point where we can't pet the cat anymore. It's at the end of this hub, so we've got a bit to go, but we do need to hurry that up if we want to get another one. So here's some hub platforming. I'm glad I got that first try. So here's another new mechanic instantly. So behind this wall, there is a boombox, which makes, obviously, sound and music. These things that are everywhere in this level are microphones, essentially. They take in sound and output power. So we need to place the boombox close enough to them to activate this thing. Just to reiterate, the purple and the blue stuff in these levels, there's not too much here, but you can't take photos of it, but you can take photos of things that are behind it. So when I took a photo of the battery earlier, it was hidden behind the blue walls. So for this one, there's nothing we can take a photo of because everything's blue and purple, except for this photo here. And as you can see, we've got speakers now as well as microphones. So these speakers transmit sound into the microphones. This timer is really short, so we need to put the button close so we can activate it and get here right away. And then one more with a fully purple level. So we just take this photo and then we're going to place this here. This is the same thing as before with a timer. So we just bring the timer to the end of the level.
How much do we have before the cat is not available to pet anymore?
We still have a little bit of time. There's enough time to do it, I think. I believe.
Alright, because I have another $10 donation from Cass saying pet the cat, so we're only $15 away from another pet.
Hi Kaz, thank you very much. So this one is a very odd solution. You're supposed to copy that photo 4 times and use it in all the different orientations, but we can do a very specific lineup there. So this is the last hub, so I think we need $5 more to pet the cat. This is the last set of levels before we can't do that anymore.
Possible solutions. The hold it can have on someone.
So get those donations in. $5 to pet the cat. As you can see, we've now got new mechanic again. These meshes, you can only go through them when you're in the same quote-unquote world or filter as them. So we have to go through these portals to deactivate the meshes. So the paper one, so I need to go through the paper one here, for instance. If you're observant, you may notice I'm jumping as I go through portals. And that's because if you go down a ramp, like the edge of that is technically a ramp, I think. If you go down a ramp and jump at the same time, it's very precise, but you can get a speed boost from that.
Scattered thoughts can be a messy thing.
This level has a skip where you do the infinite chair jump I showed you earlier. Or the chair double jump, I guess. But to go around the edge of this without going through that portal. But that's incredibly precise. I think it's the hardest trick in the game. So we're getting very close to the end of the place we can pet the cat. So rush those donations
How much
in,
time,
guys.
approximately?
Not long at all. This is the last stage we can do it in, I think.
Okay, so make sure you get your donations in. We have only $15 left to get the second cat
15.
pet.
Experience has
My bad. Okay, so I'm going to try a trick that's pretty difficult here. We're going to skip one of the things you're supposed to walk through. I didn't get it, I don't think. Yeah. So this is very precise. We're going to walk through here. To save time in the setup, we skip going through that portal. And then we jump through here precisely and try and get a portal boost, and we made it. Okay, so I don't believe you can pet the cat in this level, so that's where the incentive needs to close here.
gained all the knowledge
Oh.
this place has to offer.
Unfortunate.
This, what was her life?
So thank you everyone for the donations anyway. We got 1 pet in, so I'm sure Kate very much appreciated that.
There is no way to make it half pet, I guess.
I guess we could always go back into another level after the run is finished and pet the cat. That's possible.
Alright, I'm on. I'm totally
So
in. So yeah,
We
let's
don't-
go for it.
don't technically. If it's been closed already, that's no big deal at all, because then we can end the run on time. So yeah, as you may have noticed, the cannon there, that was supposed to fix global warming. The cat lied to us, sadly.
When I realized
Well, he didn't tell us it wouldn't work.
I didn't have the heart to tell you.
It's a very heart-wrenching scene. Unfortunately, we've not really been following along. So I believe I hit every single tram skip, so that'll be $20 I will be donating at the end of the run as well. We're not going to do the tram skip here, just because it's faster to quit out, and the game will spawn you directly next to the next teleporter anyway. So we're just going to wait for the massive leg spike, which on my computer indicates that we got to the next level. There we go. And immediately hold right to move here. So this is my favorite hub, single favorite hub. We're going to immediately start with something called hammer skip. So this is quite difficult. We're going to jump onto this floating hammer here, land here, try and jump over here. This is a precise jump. We got it, nice. And here's the new mechanic for this scene. These selfie cameras, so they're on a timer, so you can stand in front of them and get a selfie taken. You're supposed to stand over there, but essentially, when you place this selfie down, it's going to teleport you to the place you are in the photo. So I can use this to get through this blue cage, for instance. I took the photo very close to the thing, so we need to be very close to the selfie. We're going to take a more traditional selfie here. Stand here, so we're a bit of a distance from the camera, so when we place the selfie down, we'll be that distance from where we place it. And we'll take another selfie here, activate this, stand here, and then use this selfie to get out of the cage again. You might notice that I am facing a specific direction when I take the selfie. So for instance, here I'm going to stand here and look this way. That just influences the direction I'm facing when I place the camera down, place the photo down. So we'll place this in here to get the battery and then get out here. Then we're going to take a photo of us holding the battery, so we can bring the battery with us into the next cage, which is here. Now for the next level, we're supposed to jump in midair in front of this camera here, which I'm going to show you that one. But that sounds like a lot of work, honestly. I don't want to do that, so I'll just do this instead. Okay, so again, we've got another very cool strat coming up. This is a bit of a hybrid strat between two different tricks. I'm going to face this way. I'll give this a few tries because it looks cool, but there is a backup I can also do. I'm going to try and jump around here to get further from the camera. I'll give it... There we go. And the reason we need to get further from the camera is so we can get all the way up there in one photo, like this. So, we're very nearly at the end now. We've got a few more stages and then a final challenge. So we have our camera back now. You may not have noticed that it was gone, but now the camera destroys what it's taking a photo of. So we can't duplicate things anymore, but we can still take a photo of, for instance, half this bridge, which means we can still use the other half to cross. That's unintended, I believe. But it saves us having to take a lot of photos, otherwise, that we would have had to take. That pen, by the way, is my nemesis. I won't explain more, but that pen is evil. So there is still a way we can duplicate batteries, which is if we have a photocopier. So we need to place this down, and then place the battery here. Unfortunately, we missed the pad, but that's fine. So again, this is a blue wall. Behind it, there's another wall that was blocking the way. We're going to use that here to... That might be too far away, actually. I'll give it a go. Okay, nice. We made it. So yeah, we would have been blocked from getting in here by that wall. When we took a photo of it through the other wall. Now, we're very close to the end. This is the last non-final challenge stage. This is my favourite single level, maybe, in the game. So we're going to take a photo of ourselves, taking a photo of this battery, so we can escape the battery, we can escape the cage and duplicate the battery in 2 photos. Saves a lot of time, because otherwise we would have to use a selfie camera to copy the battery. Which, I mean, we did anyway, but to take another selfie. So we're going to take another photo of half a bridge here, just to get across here and get a further distance for the selfie. We need that so we can teleport further faster, because this timer at the end of the level is very quick. So we need to teleport right to the teleporter and then get in before it ends. Okay, it's time for the final challenge. Now, this, I have to explain, is very different from the other levels because instead of using a teleporter to go between stages, we just pull a lever and the new stage spawns in around us. So if we're carrying a photo from the previous stage, for instance, we can use it in the next one. And we can also move while the thing is spawning in, which means we can potentially skip some terrain or geometry. So there's going to be a very funny skip at the end, which might be hard to follow, but we'll see how it goes. Here's an intended dev skip, and we're going to take a photo behind us as we do this to use in the next stage. You see this boombox here? This is very important, so pay attention to this. I'm going to take a photo of it from far away so I can place it down later, because one of the levels is finished with a sound cue instead of a lever.
Shape your world.
There, I just took a photo of the photocopier. That's slightly too low, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to replace this photo. It wasn't spawned in yet, which is why it's all blue. So we can duplicate this battery with that. The next couple of levels are kind of simple, so I'm going to leave you to understand them on your own and explain the final trick. So, as I said, there's a speaker level, so one that's finished with sound, and we have a boombox photo. And the boombox is far enough away from us that we can stand where we want and still finish the level. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand at the end of the level after that, and then place the boombox to finish it. The new level will spawn in around us, and we'll be immediately on top of the lever to end the final stage. So that's going to hopefully look like this. We'll place a bridge to get to the end, activate the thing, go over here, and here's the lever. And that is not time, but that is all the gameplay, essentially. We're just going to listen to a monologue from the cat, and then go through a little bit of a walking segment, and that will be time. So any last donations?
On her own.
There is one.
But I see now.
We have a $15 donation by Bree2am saying pet the cat and smiley face.
Meeting you
Fantastic. Thank you,
in this
Bree.
place was
So
So with
after we
that,
finish
you
the
have
level,
another pet
Yeah.
for a cat. Yes.
great. After we finish the run, I'll just pop back in and we can pet the cat. I'll find a place where Kate is.
appealing.
So Kate's going to be very sad that we go through this teleporter, because it's going to end this simulation and he will stop existing.
I see. I suppose our time has come to an end. Thank you for stopping by. I wish you well.
And goodbye, Kate. We'll see you in a second. Okay, so just a little bit of walking here, and then time is going to be when the screen fades to black. I don't know if you want to leave time until after I pet the cat. I guess not.
It is fine. We can do that as an extra.
Yeah. So, the screen is going to fade to black now, and that's time.
GG.
You're back.
GG.
You made it.
So,
That
what was
was
the final
an
time
awesome
on that?
run.
Worried. You went
Thank
far.
you.
Don't
So, I will quit to menu here and just pop back into the game, and we can pet the cat. So, what was the final time on that, Rovo?
So let me check again. Final time seems to be about 31:44.
Wow, that's better than all my practice runs were. So I'm very happy with that.
Yeah, that was awesome. This game was so thrilling to watch, honestly. It's all the artists and the mechanics and everything seems so good.
Yeah, I really love this game. Thank you everyone for watching it and being here with me. I guess I can do my shoutouts now to save a bit of time. So
Of course.
I want to shout out Zuchable first and foremost, because he's given me a ton of help with with a bunch of strats that I couldn't do, and he's I think not currently the world record holder, but he is second place, and he's incredibly good at this game. So I'm very grateful for all the help from Zuch. I want to shout out Cass for showing up to watch my run. Thank you very much. Thank you anyone else in chat who's in the CelesteCommunity. And there's some pets for the cat.
Let's go.
Okay, so we can finish that anytime.
All right, that was an amazing showcase. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for bringing this incentive and making people donate towards your petting the cat. And well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.